Hi, it's Jnwynn with Scraptastic Yarns Podcast, and today is November I don't know what day it is. It's Tuesday. I do know that. I want to say it's November the 27th, and I'm ready for winter. This is a cowl. I'm going to get started with this right away. It's a finished item. This is a cowl that is by Karen Valladares, and it is the braided cowl, and it's very simple, easy to do. I'm going to pull that off so we can unmute it because it was covering the mic. But this cowl, I used Scarfy in the neon bright pink and black. I think it was called Hot Neon or something like that. And it does use 4 large buttons so that you can attach the braids to one side for the cowl, and then you'll have a button on the inside for that cowl. And I'm going to toss that over to the side. And I want to welcome you to Scraptastic Yarns Podcast. Welcome to the new viewers, and thank you to the old viewers. You know, that just sounds wrong. Thank you to the old viewers. Thank you everyone who's stuck with me this long. My name is Jane. I'm coming to you from Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. There are several places that you can find me, and on Ravelry, I am known as Jnwynn, and that is also one of my email addresses at verizon.net, as well as scraptasticyarns at gmail.com. We do have a Facebook group for Scraptastic Yarns Podcast, as well as a Ravelry group. Now, our raglan cowl is continuing, and it goes through December 20th. So I have a couple of people who have entered items, and it looks well. I'm working on mine. We'll get there. The hat is a basic hat that is done, I believe, Debbie of the Canadian Crocheter. She did show you how to make one of these toques, and basically it is just, you're going to crochet either double crochet, half double crochets into the back loop only after you've made a chain, as long as you want the hat. I did want the brim folded up, and the reason I wanted a hat done in the pink and the black is I got a beautiful pink coat by Denim and Company from the QVC outlet when we went on our train trip. And I did get that coat. It was already marked down, and it was 75% off of that. And I got that coat for a whole $13.21. So I wanted a hat and something to go with it for the winter, because I don't know where all my other hats and cowls have gone, and I rarely make anything for myself. So this was a selfish move. Does have the pom-pom. The pom-pom is removable. I used Marley Bird. Shows on, I think it's the Shelby ski hat of last year that everybody was just going nuts over. She does show you how to use a button to attach the pom-pom so that you can remove the pom-pom when you wash your hat, and then you can reattach the pom-pom. And using cotton string, a button. And I kind of like that idea because in the past I don't put pom-poms on my hats. because, as you know, when you have a pom-pom attached permanently and you wash the hat, the pom-pom usually falls apart in the washing machine. So, we gotta fix that. Can't have it. I've been continuing to make the towel toppers that we're doing for the senior boxes. This is one of those towels that I got, for ridiculously cheap. This is the Tunisian hat that I had finished. When I got up to the crown, I did some decreasing as I went around so that it wasn't so much to gather in the top. And of course, that was before I found out how to do the pom-pom that is removable. But I did, when I tied my pom-pom, I did leave the string long, ran it through, tied it in a bow so that it can be removed as well. But I like the button idea. And this was a Tunisian hat that was basically knit to, purl to that I did. And I don't know if I ever showed the finished item. So there's the finished item. I do have one more finished item. And that is the little capelet, shawlette, whatever you want to call it, by Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. This was a knitted item. Attach the button. It's one of those that you can wear this way. You can put the button in the back and wear it like a cowl, or you can wear it, with this, your shoulder in between here. That is a Christmas gift for a family member. And don't worry, they don't watch my podcast. My husband does every once in a while because he likes a funny giggle every once in a while. So, and I, tell stories about him. So, but this is what we're doing for the towels. So, now my raglan is coming along. And this is done in the pimento color. It was by Knit Crates. And as you know, I had traded the pimento for the tapenade that I had received from Knit Crates with Cindy of Cindy Hearts Crochet Podcast. And that was the best deal I could have ever done. And I have been using some of my stash points when I purchase extra yarn, because you do get a percentage off by using that. And of course, if you've seen Creative Grandma talk about the stash points and the way that you can get more stash points by sharing about Knit Crate, doing surveys about your Knit Crate items, all kinds of ways to gain extra points. And of course, every time you purchase, you get extra stash points. So I've been using some of my stash points because I didn't realize that I had like close to 1,000. So, I figured I'd better use them. The acquisitions that I got this month or this past week, I am not going to show a lot of those because basically my husband and I went to AC Moore. He wanted to get some things for something he does. He takes cardboard, turns it into these magnificent miniatures for maps, basically topographic maps. But it is the same thing that you do when you are creating smaller items for things like dragons and dungeons. A lot of people make these things. So he's started doing that craft, which I am absolutely thrilled about because he's actually doing it. And I will say that because of this. There was a time with polymer clay. My husband purchased a lot of polymer clay, a lot of all the items needed to do special things with the polymer clay. He was going to make me beads because I was doing a lot of things with beads. Still do a lot of things with beads. And, but yeah, he never made a thing. I've made some things. So I am going to start going into his polymer clay. Fair warning, honey. But while we were at AC Moore, I purchased 32 skeins of the Nicole the classic Stitch Studio yarn. Because the basic was on sale 10 for $10, but it's like a 3-ounce skein. These are 6-7 ounces. So I got them in a multitude of colors because I needed some more for the baby hats that we make for the hospital and some other things. I went back again yesterday because I needed some items for a Christmas present that I'm making for a family member, and that is the hooded unicorn blanket. It is paid for pattern, the one that I chose. So I need a yarn for that, as well as I needed some black yarn for the base of the Havana cowl that I want to start doing. Now the Havana cowl is over with. Now you have to pay for the pattern. It was free while it was going on, but I was downloading as I went, and I just need to get started on it. It was something I didn't want to start until I had things cleaned up a little bit, because things are disastrous in this house right now. So I needed to get things straightened up a little bit for that, so that I could get my scrap yarns, because I plan on using the black and my scrap yarns to make my Havana cowl. And that is basically what I got at AC Moore yesterday. Like I said, you're not going to see that because it's basically whites, blues, pinks, And you don't want me to go through the whole haul. I got 6 whites, 6 classic whites, or all that kind of stuff. Now, when my husband and I went to North Carolina, we do stop at the Hobby Lobby. That is required whenever we go to North Carolina because it's Hobby Lobby. I did get a few items there. Got this little canvas bag, and it says Llama Luscious. I like llamas. I'm not so sure that llamas would like me, because since I am allergic to alpacas, most likely I'm allergic to llamas. But I still like them. They're cute. And I only got 1 skein of yarn, which my husband was completely surprised at. This is a Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel, and it is in the Cream Puff Dream Puff. And I liked it because it has that nice darker, this is really a dark teal color. And then it goes into the white and the peachy color, and then into the lighter teal. And I have an idea for a scarf that I want to do with that. So, that is what I plan on doing. They did have, and this was the week we were there, I'm sure that it's a new sale this week. So they had all the jewelry things, so I got some more findings. Lobster claws, some leatherback earrings, and then I got some unicorns. And those were all 50% off. Now this item was not 50% off, but I wanted it. And it's a little brooch, the kitty with the fishbowl. And they had such beautiful brooches. Gorgeous brooches. If you ever get a chance to get to a Hobby Lobby or even online to see those brooches, they're stunning. Absolutely stunning. So I did get that. Need to move this. I did also get a little item for one of my friends. She loves flamingos, so I got her little pin. And I was surprised because before, when we were in there, they had a lot of things that were flamingo related. Not so much this time. Now, like I said, my husband was real surprised that I didn't get a lot more yarn. But I got fabric. And got this pretty fabric with the kitty cats hidden among the poinsettias, the pine cones, the mistletoe, their little bows. I just thought it was really cute. So I did get that. And I fell in love with this pattern, fabric. The deers and the cardinals in the woods in the winter snow. Loved it. And, you know, I don't often get to Hobby Lobby, but I like to go to Hobby Lobby because of yarn, beads, fabric. And I also got a cute little penguin fabric. Of course, most of the time their fabric is 30% off. So yeah, I just get a lot of things. Let's see. I was going to tell you the next whip that I'm going to work on to get finished, besides my raglan, is the Autumn Jewels one that I was working on. Do plan on working on that to get it finished. But there is one other item that I'm going to work on, and I am saving it for Hannah of the Cozy Cottages Love Your Stash Cowl. It starts December the 25th. So I'm going to do that lovely honeymead shawl that I was working on. I think it's honeymead. By Aohibi Ni. I have not worked on it for many months. And I think because it's tedious putting 15 rows into one stitch. And my eyes get tired when I do that because it's, you know, I'm using Caron Simply Soft Light yarn, which is they call it a number 3, but it's more like a number 2 in this case. And I don't tend to use my reading glasses when I am doing crochet work. And my eyes get tired, and I probably should use my reading glasses. So I am trying to start making it a habit to use my reading glasses when I am crocheting so that my eyes do not get as tired and so that I can continue to work even longer. So I am saving that whip for that cowl. I think that's about it. Yeah. The only other thing I wanted to tell you about, 2 things. The last time that I put out a video the other day, I had given a shout out when I did my knit crate opening. I did a shout out for a young lady in Bulgaria, Mihaela of Lens and Yarn podcast. I hope you've gone to look at some of her things. And last night I was watching the I don't want to say rebroadcast because I missed the live with Stephanie on It's Crochet O'Clock. So I was watching it playback, as you can do later. And she brought up the item of the Article 13 that the EU is working on. And I realized it's going to affect that young lady from Bulgaria. So we may lose that communication and being able to see her podcast because of this Article 13. I was not aware of this until I watched Stephanie's live event. Yes, started watching it late last night. And at first I thought, I think she's getting a little hysterical. And the more I looked into it this morning and late last night, it's not hysteria. My husband and I were talking about it. My husband plays in a free company on Square Enix Final Fantasy. And we were talking about how it's going to affect not only that, but a lot of the gamers across the world who will broadcast as they play the game, teaching you tips and tricks about the game, things that are coming up, in whatever game that you're playing. They will tell you about the patches that they've put out, everything else. So it's going to affect a lot of those, as well as a lot of the creators that we see. The idea behind it is to protect the copyright of the creators, and that's a good thing. But the way that they are going about it, it's not going to be good if they do it the way that the wording is so far that we're seeing. So I'm going to link Stephanie's live events so that you can see a little bit more about it, as well as links where you can learn more about it. There's a link also for YouTube where they have put out video about that. So, and my husband and I were discussing this. I said, well, what I'm glad about is, a couple of the people that I watch that I like Jan Carruthers, Kelly from I'm Yarn Inspired. Quite a few come from England, Bella Coco, those kind of things. It won't affect them because of Brexit. And he said to me, they may not be true because you don't know what Theresa May is agreeing to. And I thought, that's kind of scary. I don't want to lose those YouTube podcasters, people that I watch across the globe. And I do watch a lot that aren't even in English because you can follow along many times. And as you're doing that, you'll learn a language. So I would suggest that you go see about it, sign the petition, that kind of thing, to stop the way that they're planning on doing it, because it will affect those creators that do content for us all the time, as well as, it could affect their bottom line, because someone like Bella Coco, she makes money off of her YouTube channel as well as her website and everything else. So it could affect her income as well. So, give it a look-see. And like I said, at first I thought Stephanie was getting a little hysterical about it. But then I did some more research and, it's a serious thing. And we need to be aware of what's coming up or could possibly come up within the next couple of years, next year. And so check out those links below. Also, when we're on our car trip it's 9.5 hours in a car traveling, and we listen to podcasts. And the one that we choose to listen to all the time is Jim Harold's Paranormal Podcast, because we are members of the Paranormal Club. So we have access to a lot of podcasts that are not free on his website. He has an app called Spooky Studio, where you can get a lot of those free podcasts to listen to. He does a lot of things like conspiracies. He does a lot of things about UFOs, cryptids, ghosts. He has something called From the Other Side, ghosts, demons, those kind of things. So, and he's talking with authors many times of books who do research and those kind of things. So it's pretty interesting. Sometimes you just kind of go, but, a lot of it, my husband and I enjoy listening to the podcast. And this time of year, normally Jim has a special where you can get things a little bit cheaper. We pay a yearly annual fee. And, he does this time of year and at Christmas. And then sometimes he does it in the spring. He has a lot of campfire books that he has put out that are basically ghost stories. And I like listening to a lot of those as well. And generally I usually buy a book or two from him each year about that. And his website to get more information about that is jimharold.net. I would hope that you would give it a look-see. It's very interesting, especially when you get to hear all the different things that he has available. And like I said, he does have a lot of free content as well, so that you can kind of get an idea of what he does. So I thought I would throw that out there. And I think that's about it. Come join us over in the Ravelry group. I am working hard to try to get that thing going. I am working to pay more attention to the Scraptastic Yarns group on Facebook. I do post a little bit here and there, but I have had a busy schedule, and this time of year is even more busy. You know how it is this time of year. Also, over on Ravelry right now, the Summer's Crossing shawl that I have, that pattern, is free with the code THANKS. You do have to use the code. If you don't use the code and apply it to your cart, you will be charged the $4 fee for that. And I cannot do anything about refunds, so you must use the coupon code THANKS. On the Etsy shop, I am going in this afternoon and going to change things over to where everything that is on the on that Etsy shop right now is going to be 50% off. I am going to add some things in by Friday. It just takes a lot of time to get those pictures taken and the descriptions, and you have to do it one by one, and it's tedious. And then if you want to put a sale on, you got to go in and do something else. Yeah, it just takes a little more time than what I was willing to give this week. So, by Friday evening, that all should be updated, and there should be some new items up for sale as well. That is it for this afternoon. I do hope that you will remember to choose to be kind, unlike what I was the other day at Joann's. So, I'm learning to behave. I'm trying a little harder every day. So, anyway, I will see you again next week or a little later on for Tunisian Tuesday. I still have to go get that filmed. And, yeah, that's it. I'll see you again soon. Bye.